Hare. So in today's session, we will see how even though Vyasadeva had is a guru of many disciples, still his approach was with a humility and honest approach. He needed an honest approach because over a period in our life, we see that we get equipped with many material assets in terms of getting some facilities to stay, power, position, recognition in the society, some name, some fame, and this type of things are equipped over a period. This is the nature of this world. When you work hard, however bad karma you may have in life, you may receive some or other recognition or appreciation, or into some extent, some value in the society. But problem with these things which we equip over a period of our life, they don't satisfy to heart completely. In terms of like, yes, you may get certain joy from those aspects. Somewhere you are recognized, somewhere you are appreciated, somewhere you are valued. But these things won't give you the full satisfaction of the heart. Why? Because they have been perceived by our limited understanding or identification with our body and mind. Since we identify with our body and mind, and those who give us the value of position, they also see us from that perspective. They won't remain for a long time, and they don't satisfy you to the heart. They may satisfy your mind, they may satisfy your some intellectual titillations which we may have. That to that extent it can go on. But when it comes to the heart satisfaction, what we require is an honest approach. If you see in our life, before we expect honesty from others or expecting trust from others, we should be honest to ourselves. In that endeavor to be honest to ourselves, we will find a lot of loopholes within ourselves. It's not that we don't do it, we do it, but we oversee it. Many times we do honest approach of understanding our own aspects, but we oversee it. Why we oversee it? Because we are too busy with the external equipped things that we wanted to keep them in the mainstream. Because we want to keep them in the mainstream, we generally tend to avoid the loopholes which we have. In your life, you might have experienced serving Guru, serving spiritual masters, serving Supreme Lord very purely, without any motivations. And that time you might have gone through certain experiences which might have given joy. So we should do an honest approach of having that consistency in experiencing the joy of selfless service to Lord. And not just selfless service, but with the pure motivation of love for Lord. Only to please Lord, only to please Guru and spiritual master. We need to do an honest endeavor in this regard. And we don't get to do these things because we're too busy with other aspects. When you do an honest endeavor to please the Lord, we find their heart is satisfied. However, you need a thrust, you need a push for it. When we don't get to that type of, we are lethargic. We remain lethargic from that perspective. And that is the time where we need the shelter of a superior person, or a guide, or a mentor, or a preceptor, or a guru, where we honestly express ourselves. You have to experience full satisfaction of the heart. We need honest endeavor, okay, in that line of pure devotion, selfless love, where there is only motivation to please Guru and Krishna. And in that endeavor, if you are disregarding honest approach or an humble approach, I say here humble approach, okay? So you need humble approach to a preceptor and honestly express yourself. So humble approach means where you are ready to express your limitations, where you are ready to express your, you know, confident about expressing your strengths also. Strength means, yes, I'm good at this, I'm not good at this. You're able to express it honestly. And then approaching with an humility means where we are ready to take that guidance, ready to have that confidence that this person can help me out. And that's what we see in this particular section of Vyasadeva. We see it's not that he was equipped with a lot of name, fame, glory, and that is too busy to maintain that position. In fact, since he is a guru of many disciples, he honestly felt that need that until unless I am not satisfied, how can I expect to the people whom I am writing these books, these Vedas, for whom I am compiling these books, or the people whom I'm instructing, the disciples, there. How can I expect them to be satisfied? If I am not satisfied, this is, one may say this is Swardha. This is Swardha, but Swardha Gatim hi Vishnu. Having selfishness in regards to pleasing the Lord and thus finding satisfaction. Okay, that is a natural instinct of every living entity. But because we forget the Lord, we replace the Lord with something else, Swardha. Swardha Gati, the destination of the Swardha should be for, Swardha means apna, mere liye kya hai. For that also Vishnu only. But we replace him either with our own ego or with our own mind and senses, or with our own bodily relationships. Like that we Swardha, we replace that object. If we try to please that Lord, and then you can find the real satisfaction of your heart. So he did that. He understood that I am right and I have written all this. Well, at least उन्होंने थोड़ा endeavor तो किया है preaching की wise. Okay, he did an endeavor to do some service to the society. And after doing an endeavor, he found that he was not satisfied. And when he's not finding satisfaction, that is the time where he honestly thought about how to cut off it. He did an analysis. He did a personal analysis of himself. And that will be incomplete if he doesn't approach a right preceptor. Many times we are very good at analysis. Most of the devotees who are practicing devotional service, they're very good at analysis about the situations outside. Maybe if they take out time properly for themselves, they may be do a good analysis about themselves. We hardly take time for ourselves. We are busy with many other aspects. We are good at analysis, but that is incomplete unless we approach a preceptor to take guidance and then accordingly move it. Taking guidance is not just following the order. Taking guidance means you are able to reconcile with the Guru, Sadhu, and Shastras. Yes, what you analyzed in your life, maybe because of your approach to the Prabhupada books regularly, hearing spiritual masters lectures regularly, or observing the life through what you heard over all these years. That is like Guru, you approached a Guru Shastra, but you also should approach a Sadhu, a living person who is physically available to at least appreciate your understanding. He may not be able to solve your problem, but at least able to appreciate your understanding. At least such a preceptor is needed in our life. And that preceptor may not be a immediate senior, he may not be a immediate junior. It can be any genuine devotee with whom you have a relationship, who can help you out when you are in a crisis. You can at least appreciate what your situation is. is able to acknowledge for what you are going through. You're understanding? They would acknowledge what you are going through. And in that endeavor, what is actually happening is you are approaching the sadhu. You approach Guru, Shastra, and you are approaching a sadhu. And then approaching the sadhu, what actually is happening is what you heard from Guru, what you heard from the Shastras, that may be again reconfirmed. If at all you are genuinely analysis, you did a proper analysis, it may be reconfirmed by a sadhu. And then that gives a lot of encouragement to you to go ahead in life. You understand? You go through a problem, you did a proper analysis, and you thought, let me, these are the problems, this is the solution, this is what I am expecting. So then you just reconfirm with some. So in that, what happens is you're not alone in your struggles. Many times we think that we are alonely struggling. That's why lose hope or lose strength to fight for over it. You're not alone. In fact, like you, many are struggling alone. Many are struggling in their own planes alone. If that approach is there, then you find a connection. You find a connection among the connection. You may find some inspiration. Just like in my life when I was going through certain situation, very tough things. So there, it's not that I was only approaching a one particular so-called, named counselor, and then I'm taking just okay, you order me what I'm supposed to do. I start listing down everything and start implementing. It's not like that. We do our own analysis, we do our own proper steps, what we are supposed to do and things. And then you approach sadhus. We approach the sadhus from whom we are genuinely want to take that. And while approaching, we honestly express our things. Not that to keep my impression, to keep my image. I try to compromise on what I am analyzed, or what I want to share with you. And having that confidence that this man will not misunderstand me. And if at all there is a misunderstanding which may come out, because when you approach a particular person, and then when you share and you find that there is some, then you have opportunity to recheck with him. You can reach Prabhuji or Mataji, it's not like that. This is what actually I thought, okay, let's move ahead. So in this way, we should have, we should do this approach. In this approach, we find that if it is reconfirmed by sadhus, practically existing devotees who are living and practicing the devotional service in front of our own mundane eyes, then you get the confidence, you get the trust. Okay, I can take up such a task. And if at all their inputs, which we get, I personally got inputs from many various devotees, and I found a similar, similar baseline which they are instructing me. Okay, they may be telling many other aspects about okay, this way, detailings may be varying from person to person. The baseline of instruction which I received, or the baseline of suggestion which I received from most of the devotees, was a common thing. And based on that baseline, base suggestion, I'm trying to make up my own plan on how to go ahead, and I'm finding it's more very helpful. See, taking guidance is not just following an order. If at all, if any of you have confusion like that, Prabhuji taking guidance, Prabhuji, how long that person won't understand? Yes, people won't understand you fully. Only person who understands you fully is that person whom we never wanted to understand. That is Lord himself. Lord understands us fully, but we don't want to reconfirm with him. So the point is, you need to approach some receptors, some devotees in our life here. And that's what we see in this particular section. Vyasadeva did an honest endeavor in his life of serving the society, and that he found himself that his satisfaction is that compromised. His satisfaction was compromised. Can you imagine such a great guru who is having more than 60,000 disciples? He is finding dissatisfaction at the heart. He is not finding full. He is not feeling complete. Kuch to gadbad hai. Why I am not finding inspiration? So that is a very amazing thing. He did understand. And that is the time he never felt, or should I approach? I am a guru of so many people. Now if I tell that I have a problem, who will agree with me? They may not agree with me. And at that time, his humility has taken a prominent role. Vyasadeva became humble enough to approach. And that's what we'll today's section. And we have with us Rajiv Prabhu, who will be sharing from that section where Vyasadeva is approaching Narada, a spiritual master, not in terms of name only, is a preceptor from whom he was very confident of, and he remembers the way Vyasadeva remembers how Narada come to play a key role in his life in the earlier time. He understands the position of Narada. He understands that Narada understands him properly. With that confidence, is approaching. So let us hear from where is he? Rajiv. Okay. Okay, I'm just spotlighting you. Yeah. Hare Krishna. So now the mic is with our Rajiv Prabhu, is a very special devotee. Rajiv Pandey is born and brought up in a culture where they were very devotionally oriented from childhood. And somehow he was very much inspired by his elder brother, Ahul Pandey Prabhu, and cousin Shankat Mochan. He is a cousin of Shankat Mochan Prabhu. And there's a very good family, amazing family I'll come in touch with. And while he was studying, he was really busy with his studies. But as the degree was, as his engineering was coming to conclusion, he picked it up very seriously. And he has taken up prominently devotional aspects in his life. And I have seen the way he grown up in his Krishna consciousness. That it takes time, but it will happen. It's like that. Further, it takes time for a person to once get connected to Krishna. But when it can connect to Krishna, he can surely grow. A very nice one. So we need patience. We need a patiently care and love for people. Then it will happen. And he's a very friendly devotee. Many devotees have experienced his particular aspect, and he's very good at singing. These are the few aspects I know about him. And presently is working in a software company, I think it's Cognizant or something, and working from home, and he's staying in nearby temple premises here in Newtown. He is the one who shifted here, the first person to shift nearby, staying in a village and working for a multinational company. Only namesake, but whole time is busy with some services here to the preaching to one congregation community here, and also doing some online preaching to youths. This way, he keep himself busy, and he doesn't come with problems. There is one good thing with him. He comes with challenges. Whenever he approaches me, he comes with some certain challenges. He will not come only with problems. See, problems everyone has, but challenges only those who get engaged in service, they will have challenges. So we should get engaged in services, then we find challenges. And that time when I approach, that what here we see here, Vyasadeva also was going through a challenge, his own satisfaction while rendering services. So in this way, I have seen this Rajiv Prabhu very much enthused. So let us hear from him about this particular section of around 10 verses, I suppose. 10 verses?
Yes, 9.
9
it's
verses.
chapter 1 to 9.
Fine. So you want me to share the screen, or you will share the screen?
No, you can share, Prabhu.
Actually, probably my mouse is not working. If
No, actually I connected to phone, so
I have to do it with finger only.
you're speaking something, bro. You're on mute.
Rajiv Bro
unmute.
can start,
Yes,
Prabhu.
Prabhu. Yes, okay. Good. Hare Krishna to all the devotees. So thank you so much, Kamaraji Prabhu, to give this opportunity. And I seek blessings from all the Vaishnavas so that I can speak whatever I have read from Srila Prabhupada's book of Srimad Bhagavatam. So I seek all the blessings from all the Vaishnava.
You need to speak loudly, I suppose. I don't know whether others
I
are.
think I have to keep my mic near my mouth.
Yeah, now it's okay.
It's okay, huh?
Now it's clear. Earlier it was very.
Yeah, so I seek blessings from all the Vaishnavas so that I can speak whatever I have understand from the Srila Prabhupada's book. And we'll start with the prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaurvani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashati Desatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivashadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. So today we'll be discussing on the 5th chapter. So as just now Prabhuji explained that like from the last chapter, like here Vyasdev is the compiler of many Vedas, but like still he's very unsatisfied. He has compiled so many Vedas and he has knowledge, good knowledge of all the Vedic Shastras and all, but still he is satisfying. Actually, he was satisfying because the normal condition of the living being in the devotional service is must be there. But since there was not mention in like for this devotional service, that's why he was completely satisfied. And dissatisfaction was not like, it doesn't mean like Vyasdev was not is not aware of the any Shastra knowledge. He knows everything about the Shastras, and because he took all those from their guru and understanding, but still he is in doubt. So this is what we understood from the last chapter, and from today's we'll start with the Canto 1, Chapter 5, verse number 1 to 9. We'll go through this and we'll read one by one verses.
Okay, you will take the verses, na? You can take, no problem. Later on I will explain. You can, but you need to go fast. You are going to take.
I just Prabhu, I just read the translation and we'll just whatever
Okay,
I
fine.
understand, Prabhu.
Fine.
Yeah. So verse 1, translation by Srila Prabhupada. Sutta Goswami said, thus the age amongst the gods, Narada, comfortably seated and apparently smiling, addressed the rishis amongst the Brahmanas, Vedavyasa. So here Prabhupada mentioning his purport, like Narada was smiling. He knows the cause of disappointment. The Vedavyas disappointment was due to insufficient in presenting the science of devotional service. We can understand here from this verse, like Narada knew already, like why Vyasdev was dissatisfied. Vyasdev was a very great scholar. He is a compiler of so many Vedas, but still he is a disappointment. And this Narada, he knows very well that yes, he's since he's like insufficiency, there is insufficiency in presenting the science of devotional service. That's why he is not satisfied, because this is a very important point in the any Vedic scriptures, that the main point, the main concept should be of the science of devotional should be there. And since like he was not he has not mentioned in the that scriptures, and that's why he is satisfied, and that's why the Narada was smiling. We'll go to the next verse. Verse 2, translation. Addressing Vyasadeva, the son of Parasar, Narada inquired, "Are you satisfied by identifying with the body or the mind as object realization?" So here Narada was asking Vyasadeva. So, being a great son of great father, he should not have identified the self within the body or the mind. See, Vyasdev already, he is a very great scholar. So Naradji knows that he is not identified as a body and mind. See, those who have a poor fund of knowledge, we see the common people, those who don't understand the Shastras properly, they have their mundane views. Like they say that, yes, I have read the Shastras, I understand, I have knowledge. But if you ask whether you are a body or a soul, they will say, I am a body. So they don't have a proper knowledge. But in case of this Vyasdev, he is not an ordinary man. He is a very good knowledge, and he knows that we are not identified just by the body and the mind. And this is what either like Narada is saying to Vyasadeva. So we'll go to the verse 3. Translation. Your inquiries were full and your studies were also well fulfilled. And there is no doubt that you have prepared a great and wonderful work, the Mahabharata, which is full of all kinds of Vedic sequence elaborately explained. So here we see that Narada is saying that in the purport Prabhupada mentioned that the disappointment of Vyasadeva was certainly not due to his lack of sufficient knowledge. See, the Vyasadeva, he knows many things. He has a very good knowledge on the Shastras. He is a compiler of a Mahabharata. He's a very good and very must explained Vedic scriptures. So he knows, still like he's getting disappointment. So he's here, Narada is saying to Vyasadeva that you are the compiler of very great Vedic literatures like Mahabharata, but still we are saying that you are disappointment, not satisfied. So here in this verse, this Narada Muni is explaining. We'll go to the next verse. So verse number 4. Translation. You have fully delineated the subject of impersonal Brahma as well as the knowledge derived therefrom. Why should you be the despondent in spite of all this, thinking that you are undone, my dear Prabhu? So here Narada is saying, he is asking Vyasadeva that why you are not satisfied. See, the Vedanta Sutra and the Brahma Sutra compiled by Sri Vyasadeva is a full deliberation of the impersonal absolute feature, and it is accepted as the most exalted philosophical expositions. So he knows all those things, but the method, like, so there cannot be any doubt of the transcendental scholarship of the Vyasadeva. So there is no doubt about we cannot do doubt any Vyasadeva that he doesn't know the basic science of the philosophy of the Vedic scriptures. He knows everything. He knows, but here Narada is asking Vyasadeva, then if you know all those things, you have a good concept, then why you are lamenting? Why you have confusion? We'll go to the next verse, verse number 5. Translation. Sri Vyasadeva said, all you have said about me is perfectly correct. Despite all this, I am not pacified. I therefore question you about the root cause of my dissatisfaction. For you are a man of unlimited knowledge due to your being the offspring of the Brahma, who is a self-born and without mundane father and mother. So here we see, now Vyasdev is asking Narada Muni that so he is asking, like, please tell me why, like this, despite of all this, why this type of unsatisfaction is coming in my mind, and why I'm not satisfied. Here in Prabhupada's mention that knowledge disseminated in the material world is related either with the body or with the mind, and this is the root cause of all despondencies. So the in this material world, we see that the main cause of the unsatisfaction or not satisfied, the people are not satisfied because they are related with the body and the mind only. They don't know on the above that we are soul. We need to understand all those things. And even though one may be the great erudite scholar in materialist knowledge, have a bodily concept of life, we see practically in today's world, we have so many other philosophers, so-called scientists. They are created their own mundane knowledge, mundane thing. They have printed so many books, but they have a very bodily concept of life. They don't know the root, what is the root cause, and they printed so many books. They have mentioned so many things. They give so many lectures, but they are completely materialistic. Materialistic means they have only bodily concept of life. So it said, like in Prabhupada mentioned, like it is good, therefore he approached a personality like a Narada to solve the root cause of all disappointment. So see, here Prabhupada is mentioning very nicely that if we have some dissatisfaction in our life, if we are not clear what we should do, then we have to go to the Guru, who is the to solve our root cause. Then who is the like whatever like unsatisfaction or whatever doubts if you are coming in our mind, we should approach to Guru. We'll go to the verse 6. Translation: My Lord, everything that is mysterious is known to you because you worship the creator and destroyer of the material world and the maintainer of the spiritual world, the original personality of Godhead, who is a transcendental to the three modes of material nature. So here Vyasadeva is saying to Narada, is in the Prabhupada mentioned in the purport that a person who is a sent person engaged in the service of the Lord is the emblem of all the knowledge. See, this is the root understanding we have to understand from the Shastras, that if someone is understanding the devotional service of the Lord, then he is the emblem of all knowledge. People read so many unnecessary books, unnecessary things just to understand about the knowledge. People are curious to know what is the real knowledge. Everyone trying to find what is the root cause of this suffering and what is the real knowledge, but they are not reading the essence. They are reading any motivational books or any novels, anything else, but they are not getting the good knowledge. Actually, they are still confused. Why? What is the main issue? Why I'm not getting this real knowledge? So here it said, like, and here in the Prabhupada mentioned that Sri Narada is a sent person perfection of living being, although not equal to personality of God. So he's seeking the guidance from the Narada. And who is Narada? Narada is a sent person engaged in devotional service of Lord, because he always chant the glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We go to the verse number 7. Translation: Like the sun, your goodness can travel everywhere in the three worlds, and like the air, you can penetrate the internal region of everyone. As such, you are as good as the pervasive super soul. Please therefore find out the deficiency in me, despite my being absorbed in the transcendence under the disciplinary regulation and vows. So here Vyasadeva saying to Narada Muni. in the purport, Prabhupada mentioned that the transcendental realizations, pious activities, worshipping the deities, charity, mercifulness, non-violence, studying the scriptures under the strict disciplinary regulations are always helpful. So he's asking to Narada, because Narada is we know that Narada can travel in any three of the world. So he has a very good knowledge and he can penetrate through all the any regions he can go. So he in this purport, Vyasadeva asking Narada. So we'll go to the next verse. Then in the 8th verse, Narada said, Sri Narad said, "You have not actually broadcast the sublime and the spotless glories of the personality of Godhead. That philosophy which does not satisfy the transcendental senses of the Lord is considered worthless." So here we can see the Narada Muni is instructing Vyasadeva. Now he is coming to the point that in the purport, Prabhupada mentions the eternal relation of an individual soul with the supreme personality of God is continuing one of the eternal servitor of the eternal master. So we have to understand this relation. See, everyone trying to understand to get the knowledge, everyone is hankering for the knowledge. They are understanding, yes, we are the soul. There is a supreme soul, but they don't know what is the relation between a supreme soul and the our as a living entity. People they don't have a clarity, but here we can see the Narada Muni explaining Vyasadeva that the supreme personality of God is constitutionally one, being the eternal servitor of the eternal master. He is the master. The supreme personality of the he is the master, and as a master and as a soul we have to serve him in a form of devotional service. And the Lord has expanded himself as a living being in order to accept the loving service from them, and this alone can satisfy both the Lord and the living beings. So he is now explaining to Vyasadeva that when people get satisfaction, see, the Lord has expanded himself also just to accept the loving services from us, from the as a living entities. And when we do these devotional services, then only both Lord and the living beings satisfied. Dry philosophical speculation, even on the transcendental subject of the absolute, have little attraction without directly dealing with the glorification of the Lord. See, everyone try to read the Bhagavad Gita and other philosophical books or Bhagavatam, but they have only speculations. Okay, this I understood. So they have a very little attraction of the Lord. But we have to understand, just by glorifying, by taking shelter and by the devotional service, we can really attract the Lord, Supreme Personality of Godhead. Here, Prabhupada mentions the compiler of Vedanta Darshan is Vyasadeva himself, yet he is troubled, although he is the author. So what sort of transcendental bliss can be derived by the readers and listener by Vedanta, which is explained on directly Vyasadeva? Just now, Prabhuji was explaining that he knows, like compiled so many books, still he is satisfied. And he is saying, if the writer is who is satisfied, if the author is unsatisfied, then what about the readers and the listeners? They will also get doubt that what is the real knowledge. So he, in this verse it's mentioned. We'll go to the verse number 9. Although great sage, you have very broadly described the 4 principles beginning with religious performance. You have not described the glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So here you can see the eternal relation of an individual soul with the Supreme Personality of God is considered one of the eternal. Given description of the glories of the Lord Shri Krishna, but as many as given in the religiosity, economic development, sense gratification, and salvations. See, in the description, see what happens in the scriptures or any philosophical books, people more focused on this type of religiosity about the religion, but they don't know about what is the real religion. They mention about the economic development, sense gratification, salvation, mukti. They said we are the the ultimate goal is mukti, but they don't have proper understanding of the mukti. What is mukti? So instead of giving more importance to the better type of engagement, namely devotional service to the Lord, he had more or less properly used his valuable time, and thus he has despondent. And since he's not mentioning the valuable, the main thing, the devotional service, that's why he is confused. And in Prabhupada mentioned, like, no one can be pleased substantially without being engaged in the devotional service of the Lord. So this is the ultimate answer that he is giving, that we will not be satisfied until and unless we are doing the devotional service of the Lord. And this is the great misery. People, they don't understand. And we will not be pleased if we don't do this. So after liberation, which is the last item on the line, performing religiosity, one engaged in pure devotional service. So we have to understand we have to understand the proper meaning of the liberation. What does it mean by liberation and religion? We have to take the shelter of Lord by doing the devotional services. And here the Narad recommended to Vyasdev that should now eagerly and repeatedly describe the path of devotional service. This would cure him from the gross despondency, and there's whatever unsatisfaction that is coming in his mind, that will solve. And once he explains the path of devotional service. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Rajiv Pandey, bro, for your very concise speaking from the purport. That is very good. You have done speaking, highlighting certain lines from the purport, and you are speaking on this. So I also felt that is very much crucial in our understanding of devotional service, that we highlight what Prabhupada is highlighting. It's like Prabhupada already shown the way. You need to highlight on that way, so that people will able to appreciate the path which Prabhupada has given to all of us. So referring to purports is like that. When you refer to purports and point out certain things, it's very much. So thank you very much. And now we'll be reciting the verse after verse. And I will speak little very briefly, because already Prabhu has Rajiv Prabhu has spoken some important vital points. I'll be seeking, in line with the discussion which I am taking, that honest endeavor in life and humble approach. Honest endeavor to find satisfaction and humble approach to preceptor to take help. On this aspect only I will continue in our discussion what we are having on verse 2. Okay. So I am sharing the screen again. Go to the verse. Chapter 5. So it's devotees can choose to, they can unmute themselves, and we see here. So the Sutta Goswami is continuing to explain the Saunakadya Rishis about their question about the appearance of Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay. So in the appearance of Bhagavatam, there are three questions were, how did Bhagavatam appeared? That means how Vyasadeva has compiled Bhagavatam, how the Bhagavatam had to be made to be compiled like that. So there Vyasadeva and Narada will be covered. And second question was, they wanted to know about the speaker of Bhagavatam, that is Sukadeva Goswami. And then third question is about hearer of Bhagavatam. The compiler, the speaker, and the hearer. These are three questions. So we are referring to the answer which Sutta Goswami giving to the first question, the compiler of Srimad Bhagavatam, and how the Bhagavatam had come into existence, how it been compiled. So in that we see Sutta's further discussion. Who would like to, they can unmute any devotee. I'm not able to see here. Some problem is there. But they can unmute. Shuta Vovacha.
Sutta Uvacha.
Who is speaking?
Ronak Prabhuji.
Oh, Rana. Athattam sukhamasina.
Athatam sukha asa asina.
Athattam sukhamasina.
Athatam sukha asina.
Upasinam brihatshrava.
Upasinam brachravah.
Devarshi praha viprarshim.
Devrashi praha viprashim.
Vinapani smayanniva.
Vinapani samavinaha. Viva.
Yeah, there is a translation. Pranav.
Yes, sir. Suta Goswami said, thus the sage amongst the god Narada, comfortably seated and apparently smiling, addressed the rishi amongst the Brahmanas, Vedvyasa.
Yeah. So here you see that the approach of Vyasadeva towards his spiritual master. Vyasadeva is called as Viprarshi. Viprarshi. What do you call? A rishi among the Brahmanas. Vipra means Brahmana, Rishi means the sage. The sage among the Brahmanas is Vyasa. And he is approaching whom? Devarshi. He is the sage among the demigods. So both are rishis. Both are rishis. But we see the Viprashi is being approached by Devarshi, but actually externally it is like that. Narada is approaching Vyasadeva, but actually what is happening is Vyasadeva is approaching Narada. Sometimes we get confused now when we go for yatras. It's not that we are, it's not just that spiritual master is coming and giving association. It will be more complete when we want to take association of the Guru. You may not be able to travel, but he comes to your place. Then you take association. So most important for a disciple is taking association. He's actually taking association. And then he was very respectful. Atatam sukham asina. He made him comfortably seated. See, before we think of our physical comfort, when it comes to physical comfort, we should be concerned about others. When it comes to mental comfort, we should be taking care of ourselves. If you are mentally not peaceful, physically you can't facilitate others. Okay. So when it comes to physical gross comforts, you should do it for someone else. In your regard, you can compromise or adjust. When it comes to mental discomfort, you should immediately address it. Don't compromise it. In our life, we do the opposite. Physical comfort, we want to address it immediately. But when mental comfort, छोड़ो देखते हैं, टाइम आएगा तो देखेगा. उस समय तक आपका टाइम आ जाएगा. So we should be careful about here. Vyasadeva was mentally very discomforted. Okay. But he did not compromise it on comforting Narada physically. And then because it's very crucial that here it's not that Narada is coming to take association of Vyasadeva, it's Vyasadeva taking association of Narada. So you have to ensure that the person is comforted properly. And then they is able to make him at ease. Make him feel at ease, feel comfortable, keep at ease. So then what happened? Naturally, because of that, because this is a need, this is physical need. And even though very advanced devotee, they also have this particular physical need. It's not that they are out of the body and they need not to be taken care from bodily level. No, it's not like that. So you have to ensure that at the physical level they are comforted. Then naturally their heart and mind will be. It's not that their heart and mind will not open up when they're not comforted, but the scope for taking association will be less when they're not comforted. So it's very crucial that we ensure this aspect. Okay. Go to the next verse. Yeah, somebody else would like to unmute themselves. Narado Vacha.
Narada.
Acha, who all are speaking here? Kamaraju and Priya Swarupa. Okay, let Kamaraj Prabhu you speak then. Aruna Prabhu. Okay, fine. Kamaraj, let him speak, then Aruna Prabhu. Next verse. Narada Vacha.
Narada Uvacha.
Parasharya Mahabhaga.
Parasharya Mahabhaga.
Bhavata Kachidatmana.
Bhavata Kachidatmana.
Paritushyati Sharira.
Paritushyati Sarira.
Mamanasa eva va.
Atma Manasa eva va.
Please read the translation.
Addressing Vyasadeva, the son of Parasara, Narada inquired, "Are you satisfied by identifying with the body or the mind as objects of self-realization?"
Parasharya Mahabhaga. See, repeatedly we see Narada speaking this particular point. Parasharya, Parasharya, Parasharya. It comes out. Not in the same terminology, but in different. He is referring to Vyasadeva, the son of Parashara Muni. See, Parashara is not an ordinary. So your lineage, your connection to spiritual masters, if you are initiated, your connection with your spiritual master, or you are aspiring, your connection with the spiritual master is very important. It should be always reminded. We should always remind ourselves of our connection. And also your connection with a particular lineage, the Sanskriti, the Samskar which you received in life. That connection is very, very crucial. Parasharya. So here you see Narada, in this particular verse, is pointing out the defects. He's pointing out the defect of Narada. Defect of Vyasadeva. See, because he is confident when he was comforted by Vyasadeva properly. It's not that because he was comforted, let me compromise on what I am supposed to say. Not like that. He is facilitating me so much. Let me speak some goody things and go away. No. Narada is very, very careful. He is very much concerned. And he has the confidence that even if I point out his defects, Vyasadeva will not misunderstand me. So therefore, in a very joking way, or you can say, in a very in a particular parihasya way. It is not that he's making fun of him, but he's actually making fun with him. He wants fun with him, not fun of him. He's making fun with him. So Narada, in a very joking way, he pointed out the defects of Vyasadeva. Are you satisfied by identifying with the body and the mind? So why he is mentioning this particular point? This is a defect of Vyasadeva's compilation. In his compilation, he spoke a lot on body and mind. A lot. Elaborately, he has given Karmakandi section for the comforting the body and the mind. He has elaborately spoken the principles related to body regulations and mind regulations. A lot in his entire work. So now he is surprised. Narada was surprised. You are a son of a great personality like Parashara. Last time I discussed how Vyasadeva took birth. Vyasadeva took birth. Parashara's observation of the astronomical calculations of the sky. Then immediately he was inspired that Lord wants to take birth, wants to appear in this world in a particular incarnation, Avesha incarnation. So he felt that his responsibility to ensure that a body is given. So Parashara is not an ordinary person. Being a son of a great person like that, how can you identify with the body and mind? Not that Vyasadeva was identifying with his own body and mind, but in his service to the society, he is more addressing the bodily needs and mental needs of the people. How many times we agree that we are too much concerned about the bodily and mental needs of the people whom we are trying to approach to uplift themselves? We are too much concerned about their What is their mental thought, or how they'll feel happy? Are they feeling good or not good? How their bodily aspects? This is sometimes in our endeavor, this is a loophole. In our endeavor, if only too much body and mind we focus, then that won't actually uplift their consciousness also and our consciousness also. It'll keep us in this world. It will not give satisfaction. We should address it because bodily and mental needs have some limitations. They cannot be fully satisfied. One should look for that in somewhere else. But what Vyasadeva did in an entire compilation, most of his compilation was on the body and mind. And he elaborated and he made a disciple, he made 6 of his disciples for 6 systems of philosophy. And he ensured that the things are taken ahead in this regard. This is too much. It is like doing a big project on body and mind, forgetting about the soul. So that is what his aspect was here. That was. So we see Narada's he was very at ease. He was at ease and he's speaking very peacefully without any feeling of what you call discomfort in terms of whether Vyasadeva will misunderstand him or not. He honestly spoke the truth. He did not compromise in telling the defect of Vyasadeva to Vyasadeva himself. That is a very amazing thing of Narada here. We see Vyasadeva's confidence on the Narada in the first verse, and we see Narada's confidence in Vyasadeva in the second verse. Like that, we see this. Both are confident of each other, then the relationship is very amazing. It can really bring out very good. Go to the third verse. Yeah, now I think Aruna Prabhu, you can recite. Then later verse, I will Jignashitam Shushampannam
Jignashitam Shushampannam
Apite Mahadadbhutam
Apite Mahadadbhutam
Kritavan Bharatam Yastvam
Kritavan Bharatam Yastvam
Sarvardha Parimbritam.
Sarvartha Parivritam.
Read the translation.
Your inquiries were full and your studies were also well fulfilled. And there is no doubt that you have prepared a great and wonderful work, the Mahabharata, which is full of all kinds of Vedic sequences elaborately explained.
Yeah. So we see here a very important section that Narada, after pointing out defects, first can you imagine? In the first talk only, he is pointing out these defects. Actually, feedback should be given plus, minus, plus. That is the way generally we follow. Anyone you want to correct anyone, we speak first positive thing. Prabhu, you are so nice, you are so good, and you are that, you are this. And then afterwards, you tell some negative. So I think this is a place where you can improve. I feel there is a lot of scope for you to improve. If you improve on this, then you can help us having a nice experience with you. Or Prabhu, you have done this particular mistake. I feel, Prabhu, this is my feeling. Whether it's true or not, I don't know, but my feeling that you did a mistake. Please, can you rectify it? This is not proper. You don't repeat it. And then you say some positive thing. And Prabhu, you are so nice. You are this, you are that. Generally, we follow this type of feedback. Plus, minus, plus. But we see here, Narada is telling Vyasadeva minus first. First only is minus. Because he has sufficiently invested in Vyasadeva relationship, that is confidence. Okay. We should not follow the same system with others. Okay. We should not immediately point out mistakes of others. We should speak. If at all something is very disturbing, you see some positive things. You have to see some positive things and the devotee. And there are some positive things. Because they're devotee, at least that is one positive thing. We are not other things, at least is a devotee of Krishna. So positive things we have to speak. And then after pointing out the positive thing, in the sense, one can speak the feedback. Here we see Narada is speaking the positive, is encouraging. Narada is not just finding faults with Vyasadeva, but to explain to the whole world, Vyasadeva is not an ordinary. His compilations are genuine. So therefore he says, your enquiries are full. He's telling that. Actually, Narada believes that. What you're inquiring about the absolute truth is very full. Your enquiries are full. And your studies, especially the Mahabharata. So it basically is reflecting what Vyasada already thought about. I have compiled Mahabharata for the sake of others. And Narada is saying, yes, my dear Vyasadeva Prabhu, you have done a very amazing good work of compiling Mahabharata. So he's encouraging. He's encouraging Vyasadeva for whatever work he has done till now. This way is further glowing on the next verse. Yeah. Now I think Priya Swarup Prabhu, I think you're supposed to.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Jignashitam adhitam cha
Jignashitam adhikstam cha
brahma yat tat sanatanam
brahmayat tat sanatanam
tatapi sochasyatmanam
tathapi soyasya atmanam
akritardha iva prabho.
akritatha iva prabhu.
Read that.
You have fully delineated the subject of impersonal Brahman as well as the knowledge derived therefrom. Why should you be despondent in spite of all this, thinking that you are undone, my dear Prabhu?
So you see the way he's addressing Akrita iva Prabhu, my dear Prabhu. So here the relation between Narada and Vyasada is not just a master and disciple. It's more on a suhrida, as a friend. Is friendly addressing Vyasadeva. So in our relationship with our preceptors also it should be like that. It should not just be at okay, yes, Prabhu, come and touch the feet. Yes, Prabhu, tell me what I'm supposed to do. And then he goes away and then he'll never respond back. That type of relation nahi chahiye. That relation may not help much in your life also. One should have with the preceptors, with the spiritual, even with spiritual master, one should have a very friendly behavior. Suhrida. You should not just accept him as a master, but as also as a great friend. His friend has come. And not only you feel you take his help, you also understand the feelings of your friend and try to be part of the solution. Try to be assist in that mission of Guru in a friendly way, taking some responsibility, taking some commitments. Therefore, the relation between Narada and Vyasadeva is more in a friendly basis. Yes, we see in Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna and Krishna were at a friendly basis, and that was not working. Therefore, they had to take the position of a disciple and a master. But here, Narada and Vyasadeva, there in this particular situation, there is a need for Vyasadeva to take help. But however, Narada felt confident that yes, my relation with Vyasadeva is that Guru and servant is well taken care of. Now I think there is a need of friendly approach in order to help him out or help him find out the defects. So in a friendly way, he approached it. So we see this is a dynamic relation between the Guru and the disciple. Sometimes for the sake of taking instruction, the Guru may be heavy on the disciple and take a master role. And sometimes in order to help the disciple come out of his confusion which he is going through, Vyasadeva or Narada may take the position as a more as a friendly way and trying to help. So here he's pointing out the why Vyasadeva is feeling undone. What is undone? What is the word is used for undone? Akrita ardha. Akrita ardha. Akritardha. Why is feeling akritartha? Undone is because he has spoken a lot on Brahma Yattat Sanatanam. He has spoken too much on impersonal Brahman. इतना कुछ impersonal Brahman के वेदांत सूत्र का भी commentary है ना, which Vyasadeva has given. It is actually Vedanta Sutra which he has given. This is actually highlighting on impersonal aspect. Therefore, Vyasadeva had to take Vedanta Sutra only and give a commentary on it in the form of Srimad Bhagavatam. Because if one refers to Vedanta Sutra, he will naturally find Sharirika Bhashya as the main prominent thing, the Mayavadi conception or impersonal Brahman realization. It is like too indirect. So it only refers to the impersonal. Therefore, Vyasadeva is finding dissatisfied. He is feeling undone. He is not completely done. He has to do something more. So Vedanta Sutra writing से complete नहीं होगा. आपको उसका commentary देना चाहिए in a devotional, pure devotional perspective. And therefore, Vyasadeva has chosen Vedanta Sutra to give commentary in terms of Srimad Bhagavatam. Or you can say he gave the commentary of Vedanta Sutra as Srimad Bhagavatam. Is a natural commentary. So here in this particular verse, he's pointing out the again defect. He's again referring to Narada in a friendly way and telling that you have done so much description of impersonal Brahman. Why you are feeling dissatisfied? Yes, this is the reason you are feeling dissatisfied because you have spoken too much on impersonal Brahman. Sometimes you ask, you know the problem of the other person, the devotee, but how you don't tell that in a statement, but you ask in a question form. Like here you see the question form it is there. I think, Prabhu, is it that you are spoken everything, for example, sometimes devotees in their devotional service, they are not happy. I think, Prabhu, you are chanting very well in the morning times and doing your morning program. Or I think, Prabhu, you are going for regular yatras. Then why you are feeling dissatisfied? That is the best way to point out of a defect. If you know he is not actually doing any morning program, he is not doing any yatras, and that time you can tell, I think, Prabhu, you are doing a lot of yatras with devotees. Then why you are feeling dissatisfied? Hare Prabhu, I'm not doing any yatras. I'm just doing yatra with my mind only. Every day I go in the morning with my mind and come exhausted in the night. मन की यात्रा हो रहा है. शोभा यात्रा नहीं हो रहा है, मन यात्रा हो रहा है. In the Shobha Yatra, you go along with the devotees and the deities. But in the Yatra with the mind, you go along with the mind. You keep aside everything. And then in that, I make too many plans to satisfy the mind master, but he's not satisfied at all. So, so you can question like that. You might be doing all these things. Why you are feeling dissatisfied? So actually, this is what you are feeling dissatisfied because you are not doing it. You are focusing on something wrong, or you are not doing something which is essential. Okay, we go to the next verse. 1.5.5. So I think Chandrasekhar, Chandrapur. You are there?
Yes, Suji.
Yeah. Vyasa Uvacha
Yashovacha
Asteva me sarvamidam tvayoktam
Astveva me sarvamidam tyoktam
Tatapi natma paritushyate me
Tathapi natma paritusyate me
Tanmulam avyaktam agada bodham
Tanmulamavyaktamagada-bodham
Prichyamahe tvatma bhavatma bhutam.
Prichyamahe tvatma bhutam.
We'll recite in another format, okay? Vyasa Uvacha
Vyasa uvacha
Asteva me sarvamidam tvayoktam
Astveva me sarvamidam tyoktam
Tadapi natma paritushyate me
Tathapi natma paritushyate me
Moolam avyaktam agada bodham
Tanmulamavyaktamagada-bodham
Prichyamahe tvatma bhavatma bhutam.
Prichyamahe tvam bhavatma bhutam.
Yeah.
So we can recite this sloka in another format.
Yeah,
I have one
please.
another format.
Yeah.
So can you scroll down to scroll up to
Yeah. Please. You can decide.
I need Hindi, please. Hindi.
Oh,
Sanskrit,
Hindi.
Hindi.
Okay. Yeah.
अस्त्वेव मे सर्वमिदं च योक्तं तथापि नात्मा परितुष्यते मे तन्मूलमव्यक्तमगाधबोधम् इच्छामहे त्वात्मभवात्मभूतम्.
Very good. Very nice. Very nice way of research. Yeah. Read the translation.
Shri Vyasdev said, all you have said about me is perfectly correct. Despite all this, I am not specified. I therefore question you about the root cause of my dissatisfaction. For you are a man of unlimited knowledge due to your being the offspring of one Brahma who is self-born without mundane father and mother. Thank you. Prabhu.
So here you see very, very amazing point. What he's saying, all you have said about me is perfectly correct. So here Vyasadeva is acknowledging his Guru's points, both negative and positive feedbacks. He is appreciating everything. Yes, what you said about my positive things. Yeah, I am good at this, I am good at this. That's very amazing. And you also mentioned that I was bad at this, I'm bad at this. That is also very amazing. That is perfectly correct. That means what? Vyasadeva already did that analysis earlier. And how is that Narada coming and telling again, repeating the same analysis, is giving the same report of analysis? At least it is giving confidence to Vyasadeva that he has rightly did analysis. You understanding? Sometimes in our devotional life, you do analysis, but when you check with your superiors, you confirm it. Yeah. What way I thought, actually, this precept is also saying the same way. Correct. Everything is correct. But still, why you have to approach a preceptor is explained in that next line. Despite all, then I therefore question you about the root cause of my dissatisfaction, for you are a man of unlimited knowledge due to your being the offspring of one. So here, my contemplation is the same way as you contemplated Narada, but still I approach you because you are superior. You understanding? The first thing, you are a superior. You are the son of a great personality, Brahma. And you are exalted. See, you are superior, you are a son of a great person and exalted. And therefore, I'm approaching you to know more in detail. I'm able to comprehend to some extent my problem. But I want to get an eye-opening. Just like Arjuna was confused on the battlefield, Kurukshetra battlefield, is not able to correctly relate it. He got confused, and that is the time he approached Krishna. Same way, Vyasadeva is telling Narada, now, yes, friendly way, you have pointed out my problems, but now I want to hear you in a master way. As a master, please further elaborate on this aspect. Because you are not just a friend of me. You are very exalted. You have a knowledge. You have unlimited knowledge because of being born of the Brahma, the first living entity in this world. So, art of revealing our heart is very important. We should know this heart. We should know the heart of revealing our heart to the superiors. So, when you reveal your heart, yes, Prabhu, what you're saying is true. Thank you, Prabhu, I'm going. No, not like that. When you take consultation, yes, Prabhu, what you're saying is true, but I want to hear more about it from you based on your experiences. You have many years of experiences than me. You have many years of maturity of hearing from the spiritual master, practicing devotional service, reading Prabhupada books than me. So based on that, you further elaborate and try to help me out how to come out of this confusion, dilemma which I am there. So you see, Mahabharata has compiled Vyasadeva. Okay. Even after compiling the Mahabharata, still he was not finding satisfaction. Therefore, he want to ask Narada, what is the problem in Mahabharata? At least that book I have written for the sake of others. But from the talk of Narada, it appears that even Mahabharata, there is some flaw. Even in the Mahabharata, there is a flaw. What is the flaw? Flaw is that Vyasadeva, while he's compiling Mahabharata, he showed Krishna as a side character. Last time I was mentioning, he showed Krishna as a side character, not as the main hero. And his appearance is there in the beginning, in the middle, and the end also. But he overemphasized in that Mahabharata the importance of the Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha. Overemphasized. Taking the character of Bhishma sometimes, taking the character of Karna sometimes, taking the character of Duryodhana sometimes. Like that, he overemphasized Dharma, Artha, and Kama, and Moksha. But when it comes to Krishna's aspect, he never, and he not repeatedly glorified it. Krishna is there a sad character. Okay, he has come, he has done something, and he has gone. That's all. So in this way, the Mahabharata is being. So therefore, here Vyasadeva understand that Narada knew more than what I knew. Even though I was the compiler of Mahabharata, even though I am the compiler of all the Vedas, Narada, what he did in his life, if you see practically, Narada as a boy, he was just practicing some austerities or some devotional aspects under the guidance of Bhakti Vedantas. And he did not open the ashram and did not do that thing while even earlier life. Later on, after practicing like this for throughout his life, then he took up Narada body. And you see, Narada has not compiled. He was going and preaching to people. But Vyasadeva is a great scholar, compiled so many books. He became a guru of many disciples. Narada also has disciples. But Vyasadeva has more disciples. Narada may not have compiled many books. Narada Pancharatra, something, one book he has compiled. But Vyasadeva has compiled so many books that we take as reference only. So material expertise, skills doesn't equate a disciple or doesn't say the disciple is greater than the guru. In terms of guru, when it comes to the presence of guru, even though a disciple may be well qualified materially and skillfully, he cannot say that I am better than you. Rather, his approach should be like that of Vyasadeva. Yes, I have whatever you said about me true, but my dear Prabhu, my dear Master, you are not an ordinary man. You are a great son of Brahma and well qualified. You have full knowledge. So please help me out in this regard. Your maturity and other aspects. Okay. So we see that aspect here. 6th number verse. We'll recite the way Chandrasekhar Prabhu has recited. Anyone else who would like to unmute themselves and speak? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Guruji.
Yeah, Amit Dev. Okay. Savai Bhavan Veda Samasta Guhyam.
Save Bhavan Veda Samasta Guhyam.
Savai Bhavan Veda Samasta Guhyam.
Save Bhavan Veda Samasta Guhyam.
Upashito Yat Purusha Purana.
Mupasito Yat Purusha Purana.
Upashito Yat Purusha Purana.
Upasito Yat Purusha Purana.
Paravaresho Manashaiva Vishwam.
Paravaresho Manseva Vishwam.
Paravaresho Manashaiva Vishwam.
Paravaresho Manseva Vishwam.
Srijatavatyati Gunaira Sangha.
Srijat Vyati Ati Guner Asanga.
Srijat Avatyati Gunaira Sangha.
Srijat Vyati Ati Guner Asanga.
Yeah, please read the translation.
So, translation. My Lord, everything that is mysterious is known to you because you worship the creator and destroyer of the material world and the maintainer of the spiritual world, the original personality of Godhead who is transcendental to the three modes of material nature.
Yeah. See, this verse is repetitive verse. What here Vyasadeva is speaking is what already Sutta Goswami also spoke at one place. Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojita Janeshu Vairagyam Tad Hayutukam. He said that Vasudeva Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojita. One who is engaged in pure devotional service to the Lord, what happens? Naturally, Jana Aishu Vairagyam. Jnana and Vairagya are a natural outcome of it. The Jnana means knowledge and Vairagya means detachment. When one is engaged in devotional service, fully, 100%, he is equipped with all the knowledge. He is an emblem of all knowledge. That's what Prabhupada writes in the first purpose. Who is 100% engaged in the service of the Lord is emblem of all knowledge. So this verse is exactly like that verse, which comes in the, I think, second chapter. It comes. We went through that 14 process of devotional service. There it comes. Vasudeva Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Presa Janeshu Vairagya. He said, oh, Narada, Vyasadeva is telling again, is reconfirming what confidence he has on Narada. Very important. Actually, when you get a preceptor, you want him to help you out, you should express first your confidence in him. So I'm confident on you. It's not that I'm coming to challenge you. It's not that I've come to just doubt you whether you will do good advice or bad advice. Not like that. You should express your confidence. When you express your confidence, then the discussion will be more open, more clear and more helpful. You don't have confidence in अरे वो आ गया बैठा ही उनको अरे खिलाओ पिलाओ उसके बाद वो कुछ बोलेंगे थोड़ा मुंडी हिलाओ बस मुंडी हिला के उनको भेज दो हम जो करना हम अपना करेंगे. If that is the point of your reciprocation, then it will not help you out. One should express confidence in the preceptor. Confidence. You should have the confidence. And that is what I'm expressing here. What confidence? Because you are engaged in the devotional service of the Creator. You are engaged in pure devotional service Creator. You are with full knowledge. You are equipped with all the knowledge, mysterious. Everything mysterious is also known to you. That means you are full with knowledge. That means jnana is full and you are detached man. You have no motivation in helping me out. It's not that Narada is coming to sort out the problem of Vyasadeva so that he can give some donation. Or he can give some post in the ashrama or position in the ashram. No. Vyasadeva is doing it with pure detachment. Sorry, Narada is doing it with pure detachment. Because he is fully engaged in devotional service, he has no other motivation than this. His motivation is to see that he is engaging the disciples or the followers in the service of the Lord. For that he may ask, but he may not ask for himself. He is fully detached. He may not have some other motivation in trying to help him out. It is only to purely help him out in the particular aspect. And then later on, he may engage him in other services. He may expect certain things from the disciple, but that is not for his own personal interests. Those aspects are very crucial. So he detached. So Jnana and Vairagya are natural. Therefore, you see, not only here, Prabhupada's purports are repetitive. Many times devotees say, Bhagavad Gita is read. In every some or other section, Prabhupada speaks about devotional and devotional service. Prabhupada is repetitive. Not only Prabhupada is repetitive, even Bhagavatam is repetitive. Many verses similarly get repeated here and there by many devotees. So you see many, like a lot in Bhagavatam like that. Some verses, they appear to be similar. Idhar bhi bola, udhar bhi bola, udhar bhi bola. So yes, there should be a repetitive thing of pure devotional glorification. Glorification of pure devotional service should always be repeated. That's what we see as a solution. Yeah. So we'll go to the next verse. We'll cover it in. Yeah, who would like to recite? Kamaraju Prabhu, you're done?
Yes, yes, Guruji, done.
Who else? Rajiv Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Tvam paryatana Tvam paryatanarak Tvam paryatanarkaiva trilokim
Tvam paryatan arka eva trilokim
Antascharo vayur ivatma sakshi
antascharo vayur ivatma sakshi
Paravare brahmani dharmato vratai
parabare brahmani dharmato vrite
Snatasya me nyunam alam vichakshva.
snatashma nyunam alam vichakshva.
You see, Narada is speaking small, small slokas and Vyasadeva is speaking big, big slokas. You see the difference here. No? Narada spoke only like small, small lines. But Vyasadeva is speaking big, big. In a very amazing glorification way is trying to approach. Okay? Again, we'll recite the words. Rajiv Prabhu. Okay. Samparyatan triloki
Tvam paryatan arka iva trilokin
Antascharo vayurivatma sakshi
antascharo vayur ivatma sakshi
Paravare brahmani dharmato vratai
parabare brahmani dharmato vrate
Natasya me nyunam alam vichakshva.
snatashame nyunam alam vichakshva.
Yeah, read the translation.
Like the sun, your godness can travel everywhere in the three worlds, and like the air, you can penetrate the internal region of everyone. As such, you are as good as the all-pervasive supersoul. Please, therefore, find out the deficiency in me, despite my being absorbed in transcendence under disciplinary regulations and vows.
So we see here two words. That the spiritual master is compared to two things here. The preceptors. Like Arka. Arka means the sun. Arka, no? We say sun is Arka. Arka sun. And second is Vayur. Is the air. Like the sun, you are always pervasive everywhere. Like the air, you can penetrate anywhere. Just like air, you penetrate into my heart. Narada, you have penetrated into my heart and you found out my defect. And just like the sun, you are pervasive everywhere. That means you are giving your mercy everywhere. And you have come to me when I am in difficulty, you have come to me to give your mercy. You are observing everywhere. You are everywhere. It's not at one place you are there, another place you are not there. Similarly, spiritual master is also like that. He is like a sun. It's not that he is not physically there here with me. No, he is there. The only thing you have to have that relationship. The only thing you have to connect to him. And for connecting to him, you need humility. Pravarare brahmani dharmato vratai. So you have observed that I am able to not finding the cause of my dissatisfaction. You observed it and you know what is the cause of my dissatisfaction. But I am not able to understand that aspect. Till now, whatever I did is under your instruction only. Narada, whatever is compiled till now, Chakre Satvitam, it said that Narada, Vyasadeva is sitting and he's thinking on the banks of Saraswati, what will happen to the Kali Yuga people? And then he compiled all the Vedas. Yes. It's not that it's only personal inspiration he has compiled. That instruction is given by Narada only. And Narada told Vyasadeva to follow certain disciplinary regulations and vows. Like Prabhupada writes in the purport. What are the disciplinary regulations? Transcendental realization, pious activity, doing punya karma. Very important. These are the regulations and one should do. Worshipping the deities, doing the nitya karma or nitya seva to the deities. Charity, giving dan. 7 types of dan are mentioned in the Purana scriptures. Okay. Mercifulness. Mercifulness means being dayalu. You should show daya in terms of somebody's needs, concerns, and everything. Shrudaya. Non-violence, not being violent, and studying the scriptures. You see, Vyasadeva has done all these things. He had transcendental realization, therefore he has compiled the Vedas. He did many pious activities, ensuring that Gurukul Ashram is worshipping the deities, charity, mercifulness, non-violence, and studying the scriptures under strict disciplinary regulations. You maintained all those things. See, for satisfaction, there are many factors. More than, just imagine it to be like this, 7, 8 factors. Even one factor is compromised, then you don't find satisfaction. That is what Vyasadeva is trying to know from Narada. Narada, you only instructed me to live like this lifestyle. You only told me to compile Vedas. I did everything on your basis. And I ensured all the factors of satisfaction are taken care. But what is that factor which I missed? Is it that something I missed, or in the process only I was wrong? So in this way, he's trying to appreciate the position of Narada in trying to help him. He said, Narada, you're like a sun and like air. Like air, you can penetrate into the nook and corner of my heart and try to diagnose the problem. Like the sun, you're always merciful. Even though you're not physically with me all these years while I was doing my service or project, but you are always observing it from the. So can you have the same same expectation from our preceptors? Anyone would like to say? Do you expect that you expect the same type of from the preceptors? They should be like the sun and like the air. Anyone want to share? आपके एक्सपेक्ट करेंगे आपके गुरु को भी लाइक सूर्य और वायु जैसे होना चाहिए? Yeah. Anyone? They can give whatever input you all feel like. Do you expect that your counselor or preceptor should be like that, like the sun and like a air? Like air, they should be able to know, penetrate into my heart and know everything. Like the sun, they are always available, even though physically not there with you. Yeah, nobody is responding. Are they hearing? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Guruji, they're hearing.
Do you expect? Chandrasekhar Prabhu?
Yes, Guruji.
You expect? If you expect, it's a very big problem. Nobody can be like God, but all your preceptors can be godly. Sometimes the disciples feel, अरे गुरु ने दीक्षा के टाइम दीक्षा दे के फिर गायब हो गया, वो दिखता नहीं, अवेलेबल ही नहीं रहते हैं. Even though he's not there, he should be available for me like the sun. Like the Vayu, he should be knowing every problem of my life and try to help me accordingly. Such expectation without commitment is a big problem. First, we should be committed. We should be committed in our relationship with the Guru. In that commitment, the first step is having confidence. Having confidence in the Guru's instruction. Guru Tattva is one. Okay. We may have our individual gurus from whom we are taking inspiration. But the Guru Tattva is one. The Guru Tattva is one. In that way, we should have confidence that whatever help I am receiving through the hearing from lectures, or help I am receiving from other people, or even from my own realization which I have received, which I got throughout my life, practice of devotional service. These all are mercy of Guru, like the sun. It's all are but the mercy of the Guru. The Guru Tattva we should be able to find confidence in. Guru may not be physically present in front of you for a long time, but you should see that everything is being orchestrated and everything is being analyzed and helped out by the mercy of the Guru. That confidence we should have. And if you have that confidence, you can see Guru. You are never separated from your Guru. That's what Prabhupada mentions. I was never separated from my Guru, Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, because he had that confidence in him. And he could see in every aspect the reciprocation of the Guru coming out. So that confidence Vyasadeva had. And therefore he is confused. I took every aspect of yours and I lived my life according to your instruction, but I'm not satisfied. Please tell me which factor or which process I went wrong. So that is very important. We should first have confidence in the Guru by being committed. You have to be committed by having confidence in the Guru. Then you will see Guru in that way. Otherwise, you will not able to see Guru like that. You don't see your Guru like son or like a. Like son is merciful. Merciful to all, even though he is personally not present here, he can understand what I am going through. Or second thing, penetrate in our inner course of our heart and bring out the problem, what we are actually facing. That is here, that abilities. That abilities you can tap only when you are committed. Okay. Very good. We'll go to the next verse. We'll see how Narada is responding. Narada responds in it's a big section only, but we'll take 2 verses here, 8 and 9. Yeah. Who would like to recite? They can unmute themselves and speak. I think Somnath Prabhu is not done till now. Or done?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Sri Narada Uvacha
Sri Narada Uvacha
Bhavatanudita Prayam
Bhavatanodita Prayam
Yasho Bhagavato Amalam
Yaso Bhagavato Malam
Yenaiva Sudha Tushyeta
Yenaiva Suyanatusyeta
Manyeta Darshana Kilam.
Maneta Darsanam Kilam.
See, Narada is speaking small verses. You see the difference. We are just speaking big verses and Narada is speaking small verses. Small but concise. So like that we see here, Narada. Yeah, please read the translation.
Sri Narada said, "You have not actually broadcast the sublime and spotless glories of the personality of Godhead. That philosophy which doesn't satisfy the transcendental senses of the Lord is considered worthless."
Yeah. So here too, actually Narada is telling him, yes, my dear Vyasadeva, what factor you missed out is here. What is the factor of satisfaction which he missed out? Was Bhavanu Adita Prayam. Anudita Prayam. Anudita Prayam means almost not praised. So there was not glorification of Lord repeatedly. Yes, there was some glorification of Lord. Yeah, there was some glorification of Lord is done here and there, but not repeatedly. Our movement is called Sankirtan. Sankirtan means repeated glorification of the Lord. Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur did 9 years of Sankirtan Japa before going for preaching. And in preaching, he used to consider a book well written only if Krishna's name is repeated quite number of times. Yesterday in the discussion of Bhagavad Gita, we see the presenter, like Kamaraj was presenting, or the devotee who was mentioned presenting yesterday, Chetan Prabhu. So they were taking out the name Krishna and Arjuna repeatedly. You're not telling Lord, you're telling Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. So that repeated glorification, Sankirtan of the Lord, Anudita Prayam, this is what missing in Vyasadeva compilation. See, for glorifying the Lord, now you should have that type of relationship also. Like recent, the stories came, the Kerala story. A lot of controversial aspects or the contradictory or questioning aspects on Ramayana. One point which I was hearing from Chaitanya Charan Prabhu, he mentions about that how the Muslim lady was telling her friend that your Lord, what type of Lord is that? He's crying. He's crying for his wife, like an ordinary man. And for helping him out, helping, or what to call, to take out his wife from the problem, he had to go to the monkeys to take help. So if you see, Ramayana has to be understood from a right person. One whose relationship can understand It's not that Lord is incapable. Lord is capable, as capable himself, and by his own strength, by his own bow and arrow, he has culled Karadushan and 14,000 asuras at one go. But in regards to Sita, why he did not do that? One go himself goes to the Lanka and does. But why he made entire army of monkeys? Because he wanted to relate with the Vanaras, because they are his devotees. He want to spend time with them. He want to reciprocate with their devotion which he had, especially Hanuman. He wanted to show that emotional, the devotional sentiments which Hanuman had for him, that are expressed out by Hanuman physically in front of him. And he want other Vanaras to see that and get inspiration in their life to practice devotional service. So it's intimacy. It says Ram did not go to take help from monkeys. He chose the monkeys to part of his intimacy. So like that, you see characters of Ramayana or characters of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, characters in the Mahabharata, especially Krishna and the Pandavas, their intimate relationship. It's not some, just a basic need of some help or some mundane way of understanding. So this is called repeated glorification. If you read Mahabharata, there is no repeated glorification of Krishna. It is more dharma, artha, kama, moksha. And he has spoken Bhagavad Purana, but there also the glorification of Narsimha, glorification of Krishna, Rama are given normally. Okay, एक बार बोलना है इसलिए बोल दिया है. But he was focusing on dharma, artha, kama, moksha. So there was ne anudita prayam. He was not repeatedly glorifying. So then Vyasdev said, I have compiled so many books. Then he said, Darshana Kilam. This is a word important. Darshana Kilam. Kilam means inferior. I consider inferior because you have overemphasized on dharma, artha, kama, moksha in those scriptures also, even like Mahabharata and everything. You are overemphasized the dharma, artha, kama, moksha than the glorification. Glorification of Lord is there. It's not that it's not there. It's there, but you're not repeated it. But you are too much repeated or too much highlighted. And given headlines to dharma, artha, kama, moksha, not headlines to the Krishnas and Lord Rams and the pastimes. So that is what the problem is. Yeah, 9th verse. Who is not till now not done? Anyone? Roshni Mataji or Swati Mataji? Any of you?
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Yeah, take it. You can repeat after. Yata dharmadayashartha
Yata dharmadayaschartha
munivaryanu
munivaryanu
natata vasudevasya
natata vasudevasya
mahimahi anuvarnita.
mahimahi anvarnita.
Read the translation.
Although great sage, you have very broadly described the four principles, beginning with religious performance. You have not described the glories of the Supreme Personality, Vasudeva.
Yeah, so he's again very heavy words he's using. Although great sage, he's telling. Till now, my dear Prabhu is used. And he's saying, Parasharya, you are a son of great father, and you yourself are great. You are, and he's saying that Yadha Dharmasya Chad Muni Varyanu Natat Vasudeva Samahimahi Anuvarnita. Even though you are a so-called great sage, this is what basically meant here. Although you are a great sage, you have very broadly described the four principles. You have not described glories of Vasudeva. You are a great sage. आपने क्या किया फिर? इतना बड़ा होके क्या किया आपने? सिर्फ और सिर्फ धर्म अर्थ काम मोक्ष का मार्केटिंग किया. भक्ति का कहाँ मार्केटिंग किया? भक्ति का कहाँ आपने बताया थोड़ा तो. इधर उधर जैसे ना टच मी नॉट जैसे लिखा है। हाँ हाँ, आपको ओवर एम्फसाइज हाईलाइट तो नहीं किया है भक्ति को। People who are sleeping while reading scripture, they may miss your bhakti principle only, which you have mentioned. While reading scripture, some people sleep and they miss that entire page only on bhakti. The bhakti page should be repeated, again and again. But you never done that. So he was speaking very heavily. So our entire ISKCON movement is based on a repeated glorification of the Supreme Lord. Any program if you are conducting, if there is no repeated glorification of the Lord in terms of chanting Hare Krishna, singing kirtans on Hare Krishna, and subject matter based on Krishna, if it is not a prominent thing, then it is simply useless. There is only dharma, the goody things. We have what you have, very goody things we had in yatra. यात्रा में क्या किया, खाया पिया घुमाया सो गया, घूम गया, और घुमा अच्छे बोलते हैं ना, बंगाली से घुमा अच्छे मतलब सो गया, इतना घूम के क्या किया, सो गया. So that is not the purpose of our life. There should be repeated glorification of the Lord. Lord has to be overemphasized. Devotional service should be overemphasized. So if our devotional life is not based on sound vibration, you find it very difficult to practice devotional service. Devotional service, there should be sound vibration. We should be doing our chanting regularly. Not that, okay, just somehow I got time in today, before end of the night, I am chanting my rounds. If that is not, there is no glorification of the Lord is happening. And sometimes hearing lecture, hardly we get to hear lectures. Read Prabhupada books, okay, Prabhupada is giving class, so let me attend that class, that is sufficient. Weekly once, every daily should be. There should be daily recitation of the, or hearing the glorification of the Lord. Sound vibration has to get entire your ears. आपके कानों से भगवान के नाम repeatedly जाना चाहिए. और शुद्धामन. Purity is based on that. More glorification of the Lord and more glorification of the Lord. That is the principle. And Prabhupada established entire ISKCON on this basis. And we should establish our devotional life also on this basis of sound vibration. If the morning sadhana is not emphasized, then you are not able to do much in your services also. And or you may do a lot of services, but if morning program, morning sadhana, proper book reading, hearing, chanting, if that is not overemphasized in your life now, then your services will be only external. लेकिन कोई काम वाला आके काम करके चला गया, बस ऐसा हम काम करके चले जाएंगे. क्या कर रहे हैं प्रभु जी? काम कर रहे हैं प्रभु जी. सेवा नहीं हो रहा है उधर, काम हो रहा है. So if there is a good sadhana in your life, then you can service also, the glorification of Lord is reflected. That means in your service also you can see that type of reciprocation of the people. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So here we'll conclude. I think till already 9 o'clock right now. So anyone has any question, they can ask. Now it's stopping the recording. Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam ki. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki.